Filipinos are pathological liars. They will say anything from small lies to massive lies because they simply don't care. They have no respect for you or for themselves. And today's story is from Riot Gray. I'm 29 years old. I have been dating a Filipina, 26 years old, for 1 year now, and we both live in Egypt. Today, I came across her passport and residency card. The birth date on them is 1982, which makes her 44 years old. I confronted her about this. She claimed that falsifying age is common in the Philippines for visa purposes, and she showed me a photo of her Philippines birth certificate that supports her 26-year age claim. I don't know what to believe. Can someone explain or tell me how to verify age? How about you look at her fucking face and body? Does it look like a 44-year-old's or a 26-year-old's? I understand Asian genetics is different, but a 20-age gap for a woman that lives in Egypt, presumably working as a domestic helper, should be very easy to confirm. You are 26 years old, not a child. You should be able to tell from her hands or just simply looking at her. 44 and 26 are massively different. I can tell you any 44-year-old from any 26-year-old in person any time of the day. I would have blamed this originally on filters or makeup or some other excuse, but you both live in Egypt and you physically saw her passport. How much more proof do you need than a simple passport? Passport and ID cards are the ultimate proof and verification. Birth certificates, and especially a photo of a birth certificate, is easily forged and faked. Even if the certificate is real, all they have to do is go to some local barangay, pay some fool about $20 and get anything legit with false information on it. Grow up, be a man, confront her, and then decide if you want to be with a liar who lied about her age for this long, over a year, and an age gap of 20 years is ridiculous. 18 if you want to be exact. Backlog says, nope, it's not common, and you won't be able to verify also due to data protection. Birth certificate is required to get a passport, by the way, so ideally both should have matching dates of birth. Filipinos falsifying records isn't unheard of, says, I don't eat fish. You sure she doesn't look like 40? If she confirmed that her passport is falsified, then any document she gives you as proof at this point becomes unreliable. Hard to give you a suggestion, but sometimes you can trust your gut. Precisely. Trust your gut. What does she look like? 44 or 26? Not that simple. There are outlier cases like Alice Dixon, who is nearly 60, but looks like in her 30s. Here we have a bunch of people making excuses for typical Filipino matters. Barack Spinoza says, report her to the embassy. Falsification is a crime in the Philippines, and it's people like your girlfriend who give the country a bad name. So, it's easy to get a Philippines passport. I don't understand why anyone would need to falsify the documents. It's either because she's already married or hiding from a criminal past. This is where it gets more real. Her age is your least problem. She probably is married, has kids, or has a criminal past, which is far worse than her being older than she said, even though it's almost 18 years old. Wallflower says, you're being played. If her official Egyptian passport and residency card say she was born in 1982, that makes her 44 years old, not 26. These are government-issued verified documents, not the kind of thing you can just get away with faking without serious legal consequences. That's hard evidence. It is hard evidence, but we all know simps are weak, especially simps dealing with anyone in the Philippines. Grouchy Honeydew says, you need a birth certificate to tell you whether your partner is 44 or 26. On average, Filipino women age very badly, so you would know if she is 44 Filipino. Men, on the other hand, don't tend to age as quickly for some reason. Unfortunately for us, that is true. Once a Filipina hits 30, it's like hitting a wall. They look cute. They all look cute when they're teenagers, 18, 19, 20, but something happens to them as soon as they reach that 30-year-old mark and they turn into atheists. I know someone who is 41, looks like she's in her 20s, but the passport is a problem. Of course it is. Say with Kombucha says, it is not common nor legal to falsify documents in the Philippines. It is tolerated if there's 1 to 2 years difference in the document, especially those who are born in the 60s and 70s, due to government documentation being unrecognized, but it is not possible if she's born after 90s or year 2000s, assuming she's 26 years old, of course. An 18-year difference in the document is not possible unless it's fake. So, doesn't matter if the document's fake, you should be able to tell, is your partner, girlfriend, you claim, 26 or 44? If you don't know, I'm afraid you have a bigger problem than simply your girlfriend lying about her age. Just only says, surely you should at least be able to tell the difference between a 44-year-old and a 26-year-old female. The 44-year-old would most definitely have fine wrinkles in her face, especially the lower eyelid and around the nose. The neck will be wrinkled at 44. Most, not all. Philippines females are overweight, and there's a lot of sagging skin tissue in general. That's your typical 40s Philippines female. If you're not seeing any of these, then yeah, consider she's 26. Although, in any case, I'd suggest cutting her losses regardless to be on the safe side. I mean, what else is she lying about? What's she hiding? What is she capable of? Everyone, most of them, seem to have valid points. Right now, the whole idea of her lying to you is, of course, a problem. But I think the bigger problem is the fact that you cannot tell the difference of a 44-year-old and a 26-year-old. If she lied about her age on legal documents, what else is she lying about? That is another huge concern. What if she's already married? What if she has children? What if all this is so you can marry her so she can become some kind of, although I'm not certain who wants an Egyptian passport, probably not much stronger than the Filipino one, but the point is she might have a bigger plan than just simply you. Maybe she wants to scam you. The truth is she is lying. If I were you, I would try to confirm other ways, although I'm not sure what more way you need than looking at someone's passport. Have passports been wrong? Of course, anything can happen, but chances are she's lying, as we've seen Filipinas do all the time. Small lies, big lies, it doesn't matter. It's part of their culture. They feel entitled to making you believe whatever they think is right, whatever benefits them and suits them. I'm curious, whose side are you on? The man's side, the woman's side? Is she lying or is she telling the truth? Is she 26 or is she really 44 years old? You can tell me in the comment area. The best comment from last video, coincidentally, is about lying. T-Man says, Pines lie all the time, and they also love to be lied to. There, another completely unrelated video and comment, yet pointing out exactly the nature of a Filipina, lying about everything. There is no worse comment from that video of yesterday. Thanks for listening. God bless. Subscribe to the channel so you can hear more truths and facts about this country they want you to believe is simply all positive and paradise.